So I'm shutting down the Fluval Flex 7 or whatever it is, just to gravel out the environment. Just too toxic. Can't safely keep fish in there. I think if it gets a full clean out and something happens and I have a sick fish, then it's a good quarantine tank. But that's not happening. I don't want to deal with it. I don't understand the filter. There's no way that I can mount a hang-on back. So, and then I'm getting everybody on hang-on backs. We're doing the hang-on backs. I just put that in this weekend. He got a pirate ship. Stressed him out so much he almost died. He's okay now. So I don't know what I'm doing with the video blogging here, but I might just start uploading videos instead of doing the video editing, because it's way too much work and I want to share what's going on, but I do not have time. And now my computer's dead. So I got to revive that computer before I can even get to those files. And it's taking up all this space on the computer. And I've got so many other things going on that if I want to do this fish YouTube business, I'm probably going to have to just start uploading videos instead of trying to edit them. And I don't think I'm really getting much out of using multiple cameras anyway, so yeah, I might go the lazy route on this. So what we're doing is that empty space where I should probably not even have a tank, because it means now if there's a quarantine tank, it's going on my nightstand. I'm gonna put this. I got it at PetSmart. It's a 10-gallon good shrimp tank, right? I don't want to fight with filters anymore. That's what I'm getting mad about. So we're gonna see if that's gonna fit on the file cabinet, and it's gonna be a shrimp tank because I'm trying to get set up for breeding. And then I got baby females. They're little. They're comparable in size to the zebra danios that are in there. Everybody's got full bellies right now. But yeah, I mean, they chased after the danios just a little bit. No real fighting going on. That's good. I'm glad nobody... Well, these two didn't gorge themselves to death last night, so that's nice. There's their first feeding. They've been in here 2 days. Is it the one we're looking at? Yeah, the one we're looking at right now has been having some problems swimming after being in a cup. So I got them at PetSmart. And there's two more. There's a blue one, and then there's one that's got some pink on it. Oh, there's one back there. Hiding. I don't know if she's a galaxy, so I grabbed her. They were mislabeled. Yeah. So, figured I'd try out the whole female betas thing. This tank just had the corridors and the danios in it, and then I need to get shrimp in here. I'm gonna get like some of that moppy spawn moss going on in here. See if I can breed. So they're staying as beta tanks, but I'm starting to work on getting them stocked now. And at some point I'm probably gonna go back and try to work on all the backed up video editing. I think this is gonna be the best way to handle it though. It's just not even fighting with the computer. It is dead as a doornail. I gotta buy a new one. It's marketed for beta. I think that's cool. If I put a beta in here, I'm gonna get a black and white dragon scale. So what do we got? Oh, and the light here matches the light that's in the 30. So that means that the light that came with the 30 that the lady gave me is a Topfin brand. Okay, that was sticking. glue. Okay, sorry. Instructions. This is just, they made sure this shit ain't gonna go flying all over the place. Okay. I don't like acrylic tanks. The bow front is okay. I mean, I've been scraping my glass with the razor, so I'm kind of iffy on it. I probably could have got more space. I like when the tanks are taller instead of long. Now, long, you're going to have more ground space, which is going to make it probably easier to clean the tank because you're able to gravel vac more of the stuff out. I don't know. Oh, dang, this is glued. Alright, well, that's a real cute little fish tank that fits on top of the file cabinet. That's really cute. Okay, yeah, that's a good Betta tank right there, guys. And then it comes with a hang-on back. That was like the first thing I looked at. I'm going to replace the filter because I just want all Aqueon products. I don't even want to fight with this stuff, man. Did it come with the heater? Did it? I think it did. So then all I need to do is put in the substrate and get everything going on. Manufacturers are doing a lot better about what they're putting in these aquarium kits. But next thing we can work on is how much this water weighs, so people know to have an appropriate stand. But no, this is cool. I like this. And it shouldn't get too filthy with a bunch of shrimp, maybe a couple Odos. I don't know. I kind of want to do, I'm thinking about doing black in here. Black Betta. Might put some Danios, some of them pearl Danios in the shrimp, or I might just do pearl Danios and shrimp. Because I do need to get Danios going, and I'm really worried about them beating him up with how big his fins are. I'm pretty sure he just likes to lay on stuff. He's kind of been that way since I got him. So yeah, I'm excited to get that Fluval off of my countertop because I just been staring at it, looking at it like this is a toxic environment. I can't even use it. And then I think about using it, and I think about using it for a shrimp tank, and I'm like, no. Which means that I can completely get rid of this one. I can shut it down. I don't know. I might hang on to it in case I wind up with a handicapped fish that can't swim. Okay, so I'm going to get a little bit more into what actually came into that tank, in with the 10 gallon. And I just got out of the shower, so I'm getting ready to go to bed. But before I give more updates on that, I guess I should probably address what's going on with the channel. So as of right now, what has happened was, like, my computer did just die, but I've got like at least a year's worth of content stacked up. And so what I was trying to do is I really do enjoy watching the fish this way and learning about them, and I feel like it's important to put that knowledge out there. A good handful, like, there's been a learning process. I think I'm definitely, you know, with the setup that's going on now, doing a lot better. It's been a learning process to get where I'm at. There's dead tanks in my room right now, you know, that have been shut down, and there's a reason for it. This is a camera holster. That camera was crap. I tried using a different camera, so I got videos all over the place from different cameras. I was trying to do some POV filming that got me nowhere, couldn't see the tanks. And I like having the intro video on there. So I don't know if I'm going to get that probably added to my phone at some point once I get my computer running, but it is dead as a doornail. So my computer will not power on. I'm looking at getting a replacement right now. Like, I kind of just want to get another computer, because if I go to a repairman, then I'm going to have to pay for that, and it's going to be pricey. And I could just go replace the computer probably for something similar to what I'd be paying, and get one that's more capable on performing on the graphic design that I'm trying to do, including the video editing, because now I'm trying to do video editing, audio editing, and graphic design, like making images. So I kind of would like a computer that's a little bit faster. Other than that, I gotta sit at home and be on the computer to edit videos. Other things are more important to me, like doing my paperwork, you know, getting out, having fun, various responsibilities. And I'm not so hard on the fish. Like, I obviously have a handful of tanks, which means I do keep myself occupied with it fairly often. And it keeps me from overdoing it on, you know, stressing the fish out too much by messing with one tank too much. So, yes, there is a lot of video content available. It has not been edited. It has not been uploaded. I got all these videos. I got to piece them together. Things get lost. And then I had an issue where I couldn't see my videos after I put them on the computer. They're formatted wrong. And then I found out that if I went into Apple's iTunes, I was able to view the videos. So it's not that the videos are corrupt files. They are there, but the formatting that my Samsung Galaxy S7 was putting my videos into by default made them unusable once they got to a certain length or size or something. So I gotta get that figured out. I'm gonna have to, like, convert a bunch of files and try to scavenge all this. Then I have to try and put it in order, because pretty much I just have a big stack of fish videos in the same fish tanks. It's just a mess. But because of where I'm at right now versus where I was, and the things that I've observed and learned in that time period, a lot of negative things that you guys are not going to want to see, but it needs to be available so people can learn about it, with fish illnesses and stuff, and unhealthy environments, hence the large tanks in my room. It'll really also help put it in perspective why I'm coming from where I'm coming from. But I do think I'm probably going to keep messing with the tanks and stuff, like this whole love story with the algae wafers will go on. So, I don't know. I don't know if things are going to slow down or not, but I don't intend on installing any more tanks. I got 4 big tanks going on. That's all I want. I don't want any more than that going on. Unless I start making buku bucks, and I don't expect that to happen. Like, that would be like a full-blown, like, if I decided to go warehouse fish breeding. I like enjoying my fish. I don't want to do that. So that's what's going on with the channel. I'm going to try editing videos as soon as they happen and getting them online. I don't intend on having a schedule with them. It's just whatever happens with the fish happens with the fish. But I'm going to try to get better about this. And stop letting these videos stack up, get them off of my devices and not stacking up on my computer. Another thing too that's happening with that is it's taking up too much space on the computer, and I'm looking at the need to spend money on upgrading hard drives anyways to deal with the video editing. So I might as well just cut back on the production. There's going to be things that you guys aren't necessarily going to want to see so much that may take away from the entertainment aspect of this, but I do not have a team. I'm working on my own. Fish keeping is a hobby. It's not to take up too much of my time like this, but I do want the information out there, and I'm kind of going nuts with these betas, having, you know, 2 males and 4 females going on in separate tanks. I might as well keep track of what I'm doing and make that information useful, and see what we can get done on the whole figuring this thing out. Because I know a lot of people come in with concerns all the time about what they're doing, and if there's a way to simplify that, that's what I want to do. So, that's what's going on. So, I got 2 videos on my phone right now that I need to deal with. And then, A lot of it is going to be going, especially the good stuff, like the useful stuff, is going to be going on YouTube. I might put up some cutesy videos on Facebook, but I see that, you know, I do have people that are interested, so I'll respect that. And my fish are beautiful, so I do want to share them in the way that I've been sharing them. So, and they mean a lot to me. So, let's get on with looking at what came with the tank. Got the instruction. There's an instruction manual. What's in here? Danger. So if you're new to this stuff, read the manual. Everything that came in this tank is all familiar to me already. This tank's really basic. It's not up and running. It does not have water in it, but I'm going to tell you right now already that I recommend this tank. So, that's from PetSmart. I might talk to my fish store about this tank. That's how I feel about it. Like, Fluval is a well-known brand. I personally, you know, and we're all onto our own opinions here. Everybody has their own opinion. I'm not saying anybody's way is right and wrong. I just know what I, you know, have observed and my own experience and what I prefer. So, I do think that smaller tanks are maintainable. I would prefer to see Betta in nothing smaller than a 5-gallon. I can understand the need to isolate a Betta. I understand that fish get sick and may not be able to swim, so I'm not against the 1-gallon, 2-gallon, 3-gallon business that's going on. We need that stuff to be available, so we have available quarantine tanks where if a fish can't function physically, we have something to put them in. I just don't endorse having those be the long-term environment. But I would say, you know, try to stay away from anything smaller than a 5-gallon. Once you get into that range of tanks, those, you know, less than 10-gallon, that whole group right there is going to be really hard to maintenance. The bigger that your tank is, the easier it is to maintenance. And one of the things that I really like is, like, this wall is pretty small. That tank feels huge to me. If I got a 30 long, I would not have what I have going on. You know, I can stuff some fish in there. I'm not going to overstock the tank. Maybe we can talk about that someday. You guys are also going to be in control of what's going on here a little bit if this channel starts to be productive. So, but it's that the space saver tanks are becoming a thing by making them tall. And we can stuff these big plants in here. Aquascaping does become a little bit of a difficulty with the taller tanks because you don't have the space to really spread out your plants and create a nice aquascape. You kind of get stuck trying to get stuff that grows tall, and then you cannot really create that kind of depth that you would like to see in a tank with these kinds of space saver tanks. I'm on 5% battery here. With this one, you can see, like, I'm trying to cram tall growing plants in there. It's not going well for depth. I've got it kind of figured out in a way that makes me comfortable. Some people may be better at the aquascaping. You can spend a lot of money just planting your tank. You want to do that before you put fish or water in there, is really plan what you're going to do, layer your substrates, but it can get pricey. I'm just not interested in doing that way. I'm trying to figure out the plants based on how they grow in the tanks. Like, because I feel like the lighting in the tank determines what plants are going to grow in the tank. And that's because I'm not spending a lot of money on CO2 and different substrates. So, read your instruction manual. We got a hang-on back. So that's in here. Standard hang-on back. It's just, I'm going to switch it out for an Aqueon because I'm being a snob. Because what I want to do is I just want to buy filters of large, medium, and small for my tanks. Keep them in stock. All Aqueon. Then I know I got what I need. Came with fishnet. Everybody needs fishnet. This is a thermometer. Let's take a look. Putting the phone down. That is really iffy. I'm not going to use it. I got the electronic thermometers. I like them. I think they're like 10 bucks. What I see here is, if this is not glass, I can't tell if it's glass. If this is glass, hell, if this breaks, there's mercury in the tank. I don't want mercury on my hands. I don't want mercury in my fish. Well, now what am I supposed to do? Maybe I'll hang it in my bedroom so I can see what temperature my bedroom is in the summer. How about that? So, I don't like that, but at least it's there. I can understand they put a cheap thermometer in there. You know what? I didn't pay a lot for the tank. I'm going to be replacing parts anyways. That goes to the filter. And then this heater, I will be doing away with or keeping in stock for emergencies. I'm going to have to learn about this, because this is a really physically large heater. I don't understand why I would need it. I've been doing perfectly fine. I don't know if I'm having issues with different levels on my tanks being different temperatures, because I am using the small little knob off heaters that do not have this adjustment, so they are automatically supposed to keep the tank at the same temperature at all times. I am a lazy fish keeper, guys. So I will do some reading on this. I don't intend to use it. I just want to put what I'm familiar with already in that tank and make my own life easy, which is more money, but for me that's going to be easier. So I'm going to put that back in the box, and that's what came with the tank. As far as everything goes, at least this isn't one of those crappy, like, sticker temperature gauges. There's one on that tank. I don't even use it. Like, I don't even look at those. I don't know how I feel. I like my digital thermometers. So, but you do have to replace batteries on those. I think the stickers are good to have a backup in case of a thermometer failure. I'm not looking forward to summer with that 15-gallon being in the window. I'm going to fight with that all summer. But that's everything that came in the tank, and so what I'm happy about is we're doing better about not giving customers things that they don't need in a starter kit. I have what I need to net my fish. I have what I need to heat the tank. That's new. People have not been putting heaters in the tank kits, so I'm really happy to see this come with a tank, because it's one less run to the store. Pretty much the tank is ready to put whatever I desire in there for how it's gonna look, and start running. So good job, Topfin, on your Underwater World's 10-gallon space-saving tall bow front tank. Not too fond of the bowing. I don't know. I mean, the bow front looks nice on that tank. It does look really nice, actually. It's just not something I'm used to, and I've been scraping that one with a razor. So, because the algae's out of control. So we'll see in the long run. My other bow front hasn't been running for long enough to really have an algae problem yet. So we'll see how that all plays out. And I'm noticing less algae blooming going on with the fluorite being in the tank. But I think the window's a contributor to that problem. And that tank is as fully stocked as it's going to get. So you got a limited capacity. Don't go throwing a crap ton of fish in there. I am going to mod the hang-on back. That's why I like the hang-on backs. We'll probably wind up talking more about the hang-on backs when I wind up setting up my new Aqueon filter for this Topfin. This is just like the Aqueon filter. There's nothing wrong with this filter. I'm just trying to stick to the same thing here. So really, Topfin just freaking schooled the house with this startup tank. And it's inexpensive, so I will be going to my fish store, likely referencing that they may want to see how this does on their shelves. Alright, well, there we go. We got a video taken care of. It better go online. I got one last thing I want to clarify on with the smaller tanks. Like I said, I don't think that they're unmanageable. I just think that my opinion on it is, if you're going to use it, I'm not going to hate on people that are using these tanks. I'm just going to tell you what you're in for. They can be appropriately maintained, but you're looking at like if you're doing a 1 gallon or something, like, I don't even suggest a 1 gallon, but if you got, like, let's say I got a 3.5 gallon that was running for a while. If you're doing that, then that tank is probably going to need water changes, maybe like 2 or 3 times a week. It's just that over time, like, the tank, it just gets toxic. Like, I had it running for a few months, but that tank became full-on toxic. And I don't know, I'm not used to running these bigger tanks. I did just strip down the 15 gallon down straight to with nothing but the substrates, because it was really algae blooming bad, and I did a deep clean on that tank. And I do think that is something that with all tanks probably needs to be done periodically. But no, that was bad, and it was rotting my fish, man. And you got to stay on top of the water changes, and you're going to be doing it more frequently. And you're also going to need to do a lot more filter maintenance, like just cleaning the filter. And I'm not good with filters. I'm going to say that right now. I am not the filter guy, and it is something that in the fish community we do tend to seem to argue about. But I can't wrap my head around the sponge filters. Like, they work. I did have success with the under gravel filter as well. Like, we argue about these things, but it's just that there's a way to utilize each filter, and I don't know. The easiest thing for me is these hang-on backs. And then Corey from Aquarium Co-op has been talking about modding these, and then strapping a sponge over the intake. And I try to understand things. I'm real nerdy like that, but I cannot wrap my mind around this filter business. So I'm just doing what works for me, what makes sense to me because of who I am. But when you get into the smaller nano tanks, you're looking at a whole different kind of filter set that you're going to have to use to be able to run the tank, because they don't really make hang-on backs for anything smaller than a 10 gallon that I'm aware of. So there's all kinds of stuff going on there. Maybe we can get in to talk about it someday, run an experiment, I don't know, bring some people on. But that's what you're looking at, is just that you have to spend, with the smaller your tank, the more time you're gonna have to spend cleaning the filters, cleaning the tank, more frequently throughout the week. And I just personally, I'm going for the bigger tanks. I realize this with the fluval because I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to learn how that filter system works. Now, if that was my only tank, it'd probably be a different story. If that was my first tank, it would probably be a different story. But it's not. So I shut the fluval down because I could not figure out how to properly maintenance that filter. That is the reason why. And I did not like the amount of swimming space that it had because of the cosmetic filter guard on there. But I do believe that if I knew how to appropriately maintenance that filter, that was probably a very high capacity filter that was in that tank. Because it took up a portion of the tank. And it probably means that you can cram stuff into that tank. But I just did not know how to use it. And I'm assuming that that filter needed cleaned a lot more than I cleaned it. And I only cleaned it twice, I think. And I saw no improvement after the first time that I cleaned it. And then I gave up and then I cleaned it again just to see what would come out. So I would like to get into that discussion with people at some point about what you're doing to maintenance your sponge filters and stuff. Because yeah, everybody says use this, use that. But I feel like we don't have enough information on how these different filters actually work and how to properly maintain them. So I hope we can address that someday. But yeah, that's what you're looking at though with smaller tanks. It's just more work on a single tank to keep it looking nice and keep your fish healthy. I normally change the filters on the hang-on backs maybe once a month, if even that, though it might be every like 3 months sometimes. Just when it looks real gunky and I'm like, oh, that filter looks like it needs cleaned. So we can go over that someday. And then the filters that I'm currently removing from the 35 have too high of a speed to be safe for betta. And I don't know how to maintenance it, and filter, like, cartridges are really expensive. They have a lot of plastic on those cartridges, and that's not a it's a renewable resource, but it does not plastic does not decompose, so once it's on the earth, it's there forever. Not worth the plastic. What I could do is I could get filter bags and I could put the medium in there, which is probably how the appropriate... Oh, man. So, my battery died. Yeah, so, but no, I think that getting the filter bags, so like the same bags that the medium comes in, and then putting the carbon in there, putting the little rock things in there, and the, just the stuff that's the sponge, cut that on your own, and put it in there will save the plastic. I think that is technically the cheapest and most appropriate way to be managing that filter. I just don't want to do it. I just want to get my Aqueon filter pads, stick them in there, rinse out my sponge, and let the matrix do its thing. So, that's me. I'm lazy as hell. I don't even know the capacity of that filter. And I know that wood was gunking up that tank really bad on that 36. So I can't imagine what condition that filter's in right now, but it's not been changed. And if I'm putting off changing my filters, that's also another reason why I'm swapping out filters. Now, I did just look at the filter that came with the tank I just bought. I labeled it because I'll be shelving that or handing it off. But it does have a flow control. The Aqueons that I have do not have a flow control. For my needs, they seem to be good at handling the flow for the bettas, so I'm not too concerned with that. But Topfin Topfin hang-on backs may be a better option. I'll need to take a look at the canister in there to see if it's upgradable. And then Fish stuff, guys. Oh man. It's a science. So we'll see what happens. I don't even know what I want to do for substrate in this tank. And I apologize for not uploading videos. I'm going to try to get better about that. So I'm going to upgrade the computer. I'm likely to put a new hard drive. I'm going to move that hard drive into the new towers. I was going to bed, and I heard this fall. So there's the thermometer. There's a mercury spill, technically speaking. I'm gonna get some gloves on. I'm gonna throw that away. You never want to touch mercury. It will rot your flesh. Pretty sure of that. So that thermometer has been unsheathed for what? Less than an hour, and maybe I've been talking on the camera for a while. Maybe like 2 hours or something, and it's already broken. So I gotta find my gloves and clean that up. So I don't know what you want to do to get rid of the thermometer, but I don't recommend having it anywhere at all. With it being in the tank, I'd just be worried about hitting it and breaking it. So at least it's actual. I think they actually would have been better off if they made that thermometer out of acrylic, so that it wouldn't break. But no, that thermometer, no. Other than that, the tank's great. Good night.